Hey guys, so I have something to say. This is a decision that I'm making. Something got me fired up yesterday, and so I'm taking my approach a little bit differently now. So I'm a very kind, loving person. I'm a very patient person. But I feel like I have this like fire that was lit underneath me right now because I have some things to say, and this might make some people mad at me, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so there is somebody I love very much that is going through some things, and I know that he can't speak for himself, so I'm gonna speak for him. Just because you don't understand somebody's reasoning for things doesn't mean that they are doing something wrong. I think that before we judge people, we should take a moment to understand their stance. Sometimes, like me, I was a very shy kid, very shy. And sometimes I refrained from talking to people, I refrained from reaching out to people. And people took that as being rude. And it wasn't that I was rude, I was just paralyzed with shyness. I was too scared to reach out to people, even people that you think that I would feel comfortable with, because I was afraid of that rejection. I was afraid that if I were to call somebody, even if I wanted to, I could want to, like with all my heart, like reach out to somebody and say, "Hey, I miss you. I love you." But I didn't, not because I was being rude, because I was way too shy. I was devastatingly shy. I could not reach out, and people took that as me being rude. And a lot of it was because I held this very serious exterior, and people thought that I was stuck up, and it wasn't that at all. I learned to hold that exterior to protect myself. I learned to keep my mouth shut to protect myself. So instead of judging people that for things that we don't understand, I think it's really important to get to know people, to try to understand their stance before we say that they're antisocial, before we say that they're rude. I think that we should talk to people. I think that we should find out how they feel, how they think. And that way, I think if we approach people differently, I think we can help people grow more. Because when I was younger, if somebody came at me, like I would be like paralyzed sometimes and to go into a grocery store because I was feeling so anxious, and I would have people get mad at me, because like, why are you being ridiculous? Like, why can't you go into the store? Because I'm very shy, because I'm having anxiety, because I don't want to be around people. And I feel like if people had approached me differently, if people had been kinder to try to understand what I was feeling and let me vent, I think I would have handled it a lot more differently. I think there's this secret, this magic in approaching somebody with kindness that makes a huge difference. You can't force people to be who you want them to be, but you can learn how they best communicate, and that is the best way to help people. And I want to say that for anybody who might need to hear that right now, because I know that at least back then I wasn't capable of holding my own voice, of speaking my truth. And so right now I'm feeling very empowered to do that for those people who can't speak up for themselves.